It is Friday night, the 13th of September. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Anna, keeping you updated as to what's going on with the weather forecast. Again, if you're just joining us, just getting into Friday night, we'll take a look back downtown and see if we can catch some of the fireworks going on here. It is Friday. This is our online video weather blog. If you've never been here before, welcome to the show. It's your opportunity to ask questions about what's going on with the weather. We're about midway through the month, give or take somewhere in there, and we could see again the potential for a decent amount of some rain into the course of the next couple of days. We have not gotten all that much. It would be nice if we did, but so far we just have not had any luck in getting too much in the way of rain. Even with a leftover tropical system, if things don't line up properly, then it's very difficult to actually get a decent amount of rain out of the system. That's pretty much exactly what is happening for tonight. So let's get started. Just past 10 o'clock on Friday. Most of the rainfall we're looking at is well over News 12 viewing area here around Chattanooga. And then looking at the heaviest activity, Huntsville down toward around the area of Birmingham up toward Nashville. That's the worst of the worst activity that's in the area as of tonight. We'll be seeing the potential for more activity like this throughout the course of the next day or two, but dwindling as we go along. So for right now, quiet. We may see some more thunderstorms tonight. We'll see what the latest possibility of severe weather is coming up here in just a little bit. Currently, with everything that has moved through the area today, officially goose eggs on rainfall. We are just shy of 10 inches behind on rain for the year. We're going to have to compare that to other years to see how bad that is. For the entire month, we're 13 days in. That leaves us with 0.04 of an inch of rain for the month. So we are desperately dry around here. Yes, the rain we had was nice, but did not get all that much, and not really expecting to see all that much out of everything and anything coming back our direction anytime soon. So temperatures downtown looking pretty good. At the airport, we're back to the high 70s, and also seeing again the temperatures very mild into the weekend. We're going to be stair-stepping upwards into the course of the next several days. If you've never been here before, welcome to Weather Overtime. Please, if you have any questions about what's going on with the weather, ask them in the comments section. We'd love to know more about what it is that you see or something that you hear on here. We'd love to be able to welcome you to the show, so put down in the comments section where you're from. And again, if you'd like to know more about what's going on here, all you have to do is ask. So temperatures, again, not bad. Top of the hour temperatures across the entire area. We are back into the 70s across all of the News 12 viewing area. Not even any 60s showing up, at least as of right now. Let's go ahead and get into the forecast and show you what we've got coming up, because as of right now, this latest storm system has been basically, when it gets brought up here in a second, this is really getting some slow amounts of degradation on computer processing power here. The area that was Francine is still in place, and it is still an area of low pressure sitting back around the mid-south. Front stretched out of that, and that is where we're seeing the irritation point of the development of showers and thunderstorms taking place. So for right now, Francine is sitting here. We might have the possibility of some stronger weather. We'll take a look at that in just a little bit. The flow and the circulation, high pressure off the east coast, pushing moisture off the Atlantic, more areas of low pressure going in from off of the Gulf Coast, so that's where we got the moisture, but it's not a huge amount, so we're not seeing a great deal of everything going on. Let's take a look and see what's happening. When it comes to severe weather, there is still a marginal threat. Huntsville, Birmingham, down to about Montgomery and Tuscaloosa. That is it where it comes to severe weather. And again, if you're looking at this, the bar up here, this is about a 1 out of 5 when it comes to severe weather purposes. So the possibility of anything involving severe weather has been removed from the News 12 viewing area. It was affecting northwest Georgia and northeastern Alabama. No longer the case. So thunderstorms, yes. Severe weather, very, very unlikely at this time. So I doubt we're really going to be picking up too much more than what we're seeing on here for the time being. Looking at tomorrow, not a chance of severe weather, just thunderstorms, and then also looking at a chance of maybe some stronger thunderstorms as well out there into Sunday down to our south, but nothing showing up for us here, and that is some good news into the overnight period, so good news hoping with that. The wind advisory for everyone has been canceled except for southeastern Monroe County on the far eastern side of the News 12 viewing area. That, again, up against the spine of the Appalachians. That is where we could see wind gusts of 40 miles per hour plus. So overnight through about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, could be some choppy conditions on the roadways, especially here, again, that's south of Knoxville into portions of the mountain areas. So something to think about if you are going to be traveling through this particular area. But everybody else that had a wind advisory in effect has basically had that canceled for the time being. Now, we do still have the potential of some flooding. Northwestern Georgia, northeastern Alabama, that is where we're picking up the best potential, mainly back to the west of there, Huntsville, Birmingham, back into Mississippi and southern Middle Tennessee. That flood watch continues until 8 o'clock Saturday, and then the chances of rain are pretty much gone for right now, so not much of anything left over on that. Into the tropics and what is coming up in just a little bit. We'll take a look at that coming up here in just a second or two. Temperatures for Saturday back in the high 70s to the lower, a few mid-80s where there may be a little bit more sunshine taking place, but for right now it doesn't really look like too much going on in the way of very warm weather, at least yet. We'll talk more about that coming up here in just a little bit. I think we might have missed the fireworks downtown, or they might have called them off after the game tonight. More on sports coming up on News 12 at 11. Let's take a look from our Bailey's Heating and Air camera to the Island Cove Marina and Resort camera. Lake Chickamauga looking to the west on the EPB fiber optics weather cam network, which you can access at wdef.com/weather if you'd like to see more of our cameras there. Next couple of days, chances of showers and thunderstorms dwindling, more chances of very warm conditions as we have less rain, less clouds, and then we get into some warmer temperatures toward the end of the week. That also, again, see some very pleasant temperatures at night. So the kids going to school next week in the morning might need a jacket. That's how cool we're going to be looking for there. Next week, Thursday, one of my favorite holidays of the year, International Talk Like a Pirate Day. So avast ye scurvy landlubbers, that is going to be your day to shine on that one. We'll see if we can do the weather on there partially in pirate speak. We'll see what happens. But otherwise, prepare for some hotter conditions. Not looking at blazing heat, record high temperatures, but we are seeing the temperatures head upwards. So not seeing any really good news where it comes to anything cooler as we go through about the midpoint of September. All right, let's take a look at the tropics. And again, what is left of Francine is just this collection of clouds and rain and everything else here. New storm system sitting off the East Coast. This one could be developing. This one giving us a 40% chance of a development taking place. Let's see if that's increased a little bit in the last update. Remaining at 40%. So East Coast travel, Georgia, the Carolinas, Outer Banks, Chesapeake Bay, that's where you want to watch out for anything involving the development of this next system. What else is out there? We're going to watch Francine because it looks like it's going to be heading back toward the Gulf in the next few days. So it is possible that we could be looking at maybe a resurgence of what was Francine. It's possible. Likely, that's a different story. But for right now, that appears to be the worst of it. This system has basically fallen apart. It's about a 0% chance of anything developing just to the east of Puerto Rico. We do have Gordon. This one is now a tropical storm. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit. Meanwhile, farther over to the east of that into portions of southwestern Africa, we've got one wave here. Now, the National Hurricane Center doesn't think that much about it because they haven't said anything about it yet, but there's this one And then there's this one a little bit farther over to the east, over parts of the area down toward Nigeria, and south of that area down toward the southern coast, north of the equator. So I'd say these two bear some watching in the course of the next couple of days, to say the least. Now, speaking of Gordon, let's take a look and see and fly our way back out there. Again, that system off the east coast bears watching for now. And then this, all the way over here into the central and eastern Atlantic. The winds have increased to just over tropical storm strength. So it is a tropical storm. It looks like it's going to be staying that way. There's not really any major amounts of forecast models that take this system and begin to make it go upwards into a hurricane. It looks like it might even by Saturday evening, Sunday morning, diminish into a tropical depression, and then as it gets a little farther out into the ocean, mid-ocean, another possible tropical storm by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Not great chances with this one, so this does not appear to be a relatively strong and possible threat anytime soon. Those other systems right off of Sierra Leone and south of the Sahara, I'd be watching that with a lot of interest in the next couple of days. But so far, Gordon does not appear to be much of a threat or a problem into the next several days, so we'll see how long that particular system decides to stick around. All right, let's take a look at our friendinroofing.com weather poll of the day. If you haven't seen this before, you can go to our website, wdef.com/weather for more. Tinfoil is an amazing invention. It's great for wrapping up my former lasagna. It's great for covering over baking dishes. It's great for all sorts of things. And if I recall correctly, a website that I saw earlier regarding recycling and what we can do to increase recycling and reduce waste said that about 75% of all the aluminum ore that has ever been mined, processed, and used is still in use today. That's pretty incredible when you think about it. But we could do a much better job of recycling stuff, and we throw away entirely too much tinfoil. How much do we throw away every single year in the United States? Enough to make a Statue of Liberty, enough to make a St. Louis Arch, enough to make a fleet of jumbo jets, or a dozen radio, television, transmission towers, those great big red and white ones you see way out in the distance. The correct answer is a fleet of jumbo jets, and 70% of you chose that answer. So thank you very much for participating in our friendinroofing.com weather poll of the day. Glad to have you along for everybody on there. So please, again, drop by our website. There's news and sports polls on there. So please give us a shout out. We'd love to see more about what you're thinking, about your opinion, and again, taking our polls. So stay tuned for more on that. Thank you, friendinroofing.com, for being one of our sponsors out there. All right, thank you very much, News 12 viewer Gary Matheny from Cleveland, Tennessee, for a beautiful sunset. Not too sure where Fairlawn Ridge is. I know where it is in Topeka, Kansas, and in Topeka, Fairlawn does not give you this type of very nice sunset. So beautiful view from the southern area of Fairlawn Ridge. Thank you very much, Mr. Matheny, for sending that in. If you've got pictures, please send them in to us at pictures@wdef.com. Email them to us. Again, drop them to our social media pages, or again, go to our website at wdef.com/photos for more. Couple of announcements. This one, first of all, that I've been talking about for the last couple of months. The National Weather Service Morristown, 2 weeks from this Saturday, will be holding an open house 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you've never been to a National Weather Service before, it's very rare for a National Weather Service to hold a public open house like this. Thanks to the National Weather Service in Morristown for holding this. If you'd like to know more, head to their website or head to our website. Scroll down beneath the forecast for more details on that. Again, Saturday, September 28th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. A great opportunity to learn more, and something that you may not have ever been able to see before. Your kids, your grandkids might enjoy this. No alcohol allowed, no food in the work area, and if I'm not mistaken, no animals except for service animals. If you'd like to see the complete list, again, check out these websites for more details, and a great opportunity to learn more about what NOAA does. Instead of just getting rid of NOAA for talking about climate change, why don't you learn more about what NOAA actually accomplishes with our tax dollars instead of hamstringing them and trying to write them out of existence? Neat opportunity to actually learn more about what the situation is. Secondly, and this is for, again, tomorrow night. Tomorrow, the 14th, is International Observe the Moon Night. And unfortunately, clouds and rainfall that are going to be sticking around might make things, unfortunately, rather interesting to actually get to be able to see anything. And cloud cover tomorrow night looks like it's going to be about 80-90%. Now, that being said, this event from the Barnard Astronomical Society was past tense scheduled for Greenway Farm in Hickson, Tennessee from 7 to 11. Well, that has changed. As of right now, this event, they're going to be holding their own International Observe the Moon Night in Hickson on Saturday, October 12th at the same time frame. Now, if you'd like to know more, if you'd like to ask questions, find out details about their other meetings coming up, asking questions about getting your kids, your grandkids, yourself involved in the cool science of astronomy, please drop by their website at barnardastronomy.org for more details, and we'll keep you updated on this rescheduled event coming up in the semi-near future. So a good opportunity, again, to see a lot more out there. We're about a week away from the change in seasons. Hopefully it cools off at some point in time, but unfortunately looking pretty warm and humid for the course of the next several days and weeks. Think that's going to do it. One last shout out for tonight. He's no longer back east in Tennessee. He has now moved on to his new digs in Virginia. Happy 27th birthday to my son, Mr. Tristan Onick, who is now, again, in his computer science degree-oriented job. So secret he can't really even tell me what it is he does for a living, but he does do a lot of very nice AI artworks. If you haven't seen his galleries, definitely something to check out. I've got a couple of originals of his back in the apartment. So thank you very much, Mr. Tristan, for everything. Hope today was a good one, even though we couldn't spend some time together. It was nice talking to you on the phone for a little bit. Your card should be there hopefully today, tonight, or tomorrow. And again, thank you very much. You've been a blessing. And again, hope you are going to be safe, sound, and secure. We miss you here. Wherever you're going, it's all right. Just keep in touch and let us know more about what's happening. But a big, happy 27th birthday to my son, Mr. Tristan. Glad to have you along for the ride on here. All right, so that, I think, should do it for tonight. So if you have any questions, again, the email address always at the bottom of the screen, aonic@wdef.com. And again, we'd love to see more about where you're from, what you're looking at, so send those pictures in to us. We'll have a forecast for you coming up throughout the rest of the weekend. We've got an NFL doubleheader on Sunday, so we should see, again, a little bit more in the way of forecast information between those two games on the NFL on CBS coming up on Sunday, so stay tuned for more on that. And, of course, keep up to date with our forecast throughout the weekend at wdef.com/weather. Think that should do it. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onick. It is Friday, the 13th of September. Hope you have a great and a safe weekend. Remember, let's all be careful out there. Chip Chapman has your forecast bright and early on Monday morning, and I'll be back with another weather overtime coming up on Monday, so stay tuned for more on that. That's it, and that's all. Thanks for joining us for Friday, and we'll see you again coming up on Monday.